And today we're going to talk about the neighborhood of Beverlywood on the west side of Los Angeles, a neighborhood that was once a traditional middle-class neighborhood like in the movies, but is now also home to $8 million, 10,000 square foot mansions. I mean, it's pretty much like the suburbs started taking financial steroids. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit of history, prices, why the heck are people moving here, and some of my favorite pockets. And first, a little bit of history. So around the 1920s, 1930s, Beverlywood was pretty much an empty piece of dirt surrounded by the already developed neighborhoods of Cheviot Hills, Culver City, and Beverly Hills, which were developed during the first big wave of construction in Los Angeles. Now, Beverlywood came during the second big wave in the 1940s during World War II. Now, at the time, some guy named Walter H. Lemert, who also developed Lemert Park in the 1930s, saw this empty piece of dirt on the west side and was pretty much like, what? No one is ever moving back to downtown LA. The west side is where it's at. And while Beverlywood got started in the early 1940s when World War II manufacturing was booming in Los Angeles, it actually didn't really start taking off until the late 1940s when the war ended, the soldiers came back, started having a bunch of babies, and used their GI Bills to buy a house. Now, in Beverlywood, Walter sold the community, sold the empty lots, and then typically each homeowner would hire their own contractor and build their own house. And that's why some of the original houses in Beverlywood kind of look the same, but at the same time, they don't. So why the heck are people moving to Beverlywood? Well, according to niche.com, it is the #1 best neighborhood to raise a family in Los Angeles. Now, mostly I don't really agree with the neighborhood ratings on niche.com, but this one makes sense. I mean, on a weekend you can see a bunch of kids playing outside on the street without a tablet, without a leash, like normal kids from like the 1990s. The thing is, Beverlywood is a safe neighborhood, and not only does it have a strong neighborhood watch with almost every block having its own block captain, it also has neighborhood cameras and a 24/7 patrolling security. And if you ever go on vacation, you can ask the security guards to pay extra attention to your house and even move your mail. Now, family and safety aside, Beverlywood is just like a really nice neighborhood. I mean, it's tree-lined, it's charming. It kind of makes me think of like this traditional, wholesome American dream type of movie. And finally, a big plus for Beverlywood is the super convenient location. I mean, within a 7 to 14 minute drive, you can be shopping and dining on Rodale Drive in Beverly Hills, a bunch of more shopping at Century City Mall, lunch and a walk in downtown Culver City, and if you're into it, like a bunch of drinking in West Hollywood. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. And to contact me for a free consultation on buying or selling, you can find my information in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe. And because of the quick access to major freeways, 7 miles in Beverlywood is a lot quicker than 7 miles in many other neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Now, another thing to know is that Beverlywood is part of an HOA with binding CC&Rs, which stands for Covenants, Conditions, and Restrictions, which means, yes, there are rules to the community and you can't just do whatever you want with your house. But this is definitely not like your strict, Karen-driven, cookie-cutter, every house looks the same type of HOA. Now, the HOA fees are about $70 a month and there's about 1,300 homes. And the HOA fees, among other things, cover the private security for the community, the maintenance for Circle Park, which by the way is a private park for the exclusive use of the residents, which also means, or can mean, no homeless people. Now, another important thing to know is that if you click on the Beverlywood map in Google Maps, you get these boundaries, but the actual Beverlywood HOA boundaries are these. So yes, when I say Beverlywood, I'm referring to the Beverlywood HOA. But anyway, now let's talk real estate. Now, the median price for a single family house in Beverlywood in the past year is around $2.6 million, making it more expensive than Mar Vista, less expensive than Westwood, and somewhat comparable to Cheviot Hills. Now, the most expensive sale in Beverlywood on the open market sold for $8 million, but you definitely have more expensive houses. They just haven't hit the market, and they probably won't until like someone dies. The thing is, a lot of people here buy houses, knock them down, and build their own dream house with like no plans of ever selling it. And that's why, despite some of the original 1940 houses being like 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet, now you can find several houses over 8,000 square feet, some even as big as 13,000 square feet. I mean, these are like Beverly Hills, Bel Air type mansions in what was originally kind of a middle-class neighborhood. Now, the reason why this is possible is that while the median lot size in Beverlywood is around 7,000 square feet, which is already above average, you also have several lots bigger than 14,000 square feet and some as big as 25,000 square feet. So naturally, bigger lots means bigger houses, and that's why the average house size here is around 3,000 square feet compared to about 2,000 square feet in Mar Vista and about 1,800 square feet in Culver City. But now let's talk about 3 of my favorite streets in Beverlywood. And first, my without a doubt favorite street, like if I could live anywhere in Beverlywood, it would be on Duxbury Circle on the southern side of Beverlywood. I mean, if the question is like, what is the most expensive section of Beverlywood? This is it. And part of the reason is this is where you're going to find one of the highest concentrations of some of the biggest lots in Beverlywood, which naturally also means some of the biggest houses. But also this area sits on a hill, which means some of the houses here actually have like pretty cool views. And it's no coincidence that the most expensive sale on the open market in Beverlywood was on this street at $8 million for this 8-bedroom, 9-bath, 11,000 square foot mansion. Now, favorite street number 2, South Roxbury Drive, which in a way, and I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it kind of resembles North Roxbury Drive in the flats of Beverly Hills, especially the southern section where you have like this high concentration of lots over 10,000 square feet, with several houses being bigger than some of the houses that you would find in the flats of Beverly Hills. For example, here's the most expensive sale off market in Beverlywood at $8.5 million with 8 bedrooms, 8 baths, and close to 9,000 square feet, which is massive. Now, another cool thing about this street is that it's pretty much just like one big cul-de-sac with only one way in and one way out. Now, another street worth mentioning is Kirkside Road, east of Beverly Drive. Now, in 1941, this was the street with the most houses, so it's kind of like this nice glimpse into the diversity of some of the first houses built in Beverlywood, from like this modest 1,600 square feet minimal traditional house to this bigger 2-story colonial revival house. So yeah, construction in Beverlywood and its history started on the northeast side in 1940, and for like the next 10 years it started moving south. But in summary, yes, if you're looking for a traditional, suburban, family-oriented neighborhood that's safe, but in a central and convenient location on the west side with big lots and easy access to Beverly Hills, Culver City, and well, pretty much everything that's cool in Los Angeles, then yes, definitely check out Beverlywood. And by the way, my name is Daniel Rangel, real estate agent on the west side of Los Angeles. If I can be of any help, it would be an honor. And to contact me for a free consultation on buying or selling, you can find my information in the description below. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe. But either way, thanks a bunch for watching and have an awesome day.